let's come down to laying semi-supine. So feet are on the floor, you're laying the body down. Might feel like it takes a bit of wiggling to find a place where the body is comfortable being still, which is totally fine. Take your time in coming down to it. Feet are on the floor, a little bit wider than hip width distance maybe, and just at the beginning here, we're going to let the knees fall in towards one another. You can rest the hands on the belly or by the sides. We're just going to spend a very brief moment, not long, coming into the body and noticing how the body feels. Taking a couple of slow breaths, so breathing through the nose and doing your very best to keep that breath kind of smooth sensation, almost as if you were trying not to disturb the hairs in your nose, the hairs in your nostrils. We're going to take a last breath here, slow, steady breath in. Slow, steady breath out. And then we'll let the hands come down to find the sides and just bring the knees so they're back up pointing towards the ceiling. You can reset the feet underneath the knees if that helps. So you've got knees pointing straight up. We're going to come to a little wiggle through the pelvis, a subtle movement. You're going to think about on your inhale, pulling your belly button down, tilting your tailbone up, pressing your lower back down into the floor. And on your exhale, taking it the other way, tipping your tailbone down and finding that subtle curve in the lower back. So the lower back maybe lifts away from the floor. We'll keep that going. The inhale is going to draw the belly button down. The exhale is going to tilt the tailbone back. We'll go for a couple more. So really exaggerating the roll, maybe the tailbone lifts slightly. Exhale takes it the other way, the lower back really arches up and away. We'll go for a last one. Rolling back through that tilt, lower back lifts away. And then you're going to come back and find the middle kind of point there. So your neutral spine, something that feels like it's halfway between the two, a very natural curve in the lower back away from the mat. The belly is as flat as kind of makes sense when you've got the body in this line. We're going to start to roll through the back. So when you're ready, pressing down into the feet, your inhale is going to lift the tailbone and ripple up through the back as if you were coming towards bridge, but you don't have to get there. So that's sort of the beauty of it. You're just kind of unwinding and rolling the back. It might feel lovely when you get to your exhale. You're just going to start to roll the back body down. So not tons of kind of tension, not tons of muscle on board. Inhale, you'll roll up, lifting from the tailbone, lifting the spine one vertebra at a time. And then we'll lower. Exhaling to lower, so the lower back comes pressing down into the ground, tailbone touches down, and you find that natural curve. We'll go one more time like this. We'll just add on for the last two, something nice, lifting up. Exhaling to lower down. And then this time, as you lift, if you want to, feel free to bring the arms into it for a kind of massive, just kind of woken up, just getting out of bed, stretch right at the top. And then you're lowering down the arms, float down as well. We're going to do one more with the arms and then we'll turn it into something else. Lifting up with the arms, big kind of reach. You can really be super active through the fingers, a little wiggle at the top maybe, and then you'll lower yourself down. Lowering yourself down at the bottom, we're going to switch this up. So from rolling bridge, we're going to turn it into a kind of glute focused bridge, thinking about activating glutes and hamstrings through the backs of the legs. So I'll show you the difference. A rolling bridge ripples up and thinks about lifting in the upper back and the chest. A glute bridge, you're pressing up and it's just the hips that we're interested in. So you're lifting the hips up, you're looking for a straight line from knees to shoulders. We're going for 4 sets of 10. Find yourself in that natural curve in the lower back. And when you're ready, we're going to start to lift it up. So you'll find your rhythm. It'll probably match up with the music that you're listening to. We're at 5, or I'm at 5. You maybe count them for yourself. I'm going here for 3, for 2, for 1, and I'm going to lower them down. Let your knees come in, hands on your knees, and just give your knees a roll. So maybe not critical at this point, but by the time we get to that 4th round, this might feel like kind of the moment that we're really in it for. I practiced this yesterday and I was here for a lot longer than I thought I would be. When you're ready, feet come back to find the floor. Feet are stacked on the floor, knees point up towards the ceiling, going back in. Second round of 10. See if you can slow down the squeeze. So see if you can slow down from the squeeze at the top. So you're going to squeeze up, lower, down. Almost 2 beats to come down. We'll go up, lower, down. So you're looking for that straight line, shoulders to hips. I'm at 5 with this one. See if you can keep hands flat by your sides, but you're not really pressing down into them. You've got a controlled descent back to the mat. We're going for 3 more. 2, for 1. A little bit of fire maybe at this point. When the back comes down to the floor, the knees can come in, just give them a roll. So as if you were kind of massaging the lower back into the floor. Again, maybe not feeling super necessary just yet. We'll get there. Bring your feet back to the floor. This time, if you're feeling strong, come with me on a little challenge. See if you can come into this with one leg. We're going to start by extending the right leg. The kneecaps are side by side and will stay side by side the entire time. So what you're not doing is kicking. You are just lifting. The kneecaps stay side by side together the entire time. If that's a challenge, feet are on the floor. Working 2 feet on the floor for another round of 10. So find your setup. That slight curve in the lower back, natural position. When you're ready, we'll go for it. Lifting up, up. Again, you're controlling the descent. You're not dropping back to the mat. I'm going for 5 with this one. Harder to talk and do these ones. And 2. And 1, let it go. Let it come down. Let both feet find the floor. Hands on the knees. Go for that roll. Maybe definitely a little bit more welcome at this point. Last one. We're going to take it on the other side. So if you've gone for the single leg, you're lifting your left leg this time. You might notice one leg feels very different to the other. I find lifting my right much harder because my right's my leading leg. So when you're ready, extending out through your left leg, lining up your kneecaps. So you can glance down and see that they are together. I flex the toes. You might have Janet Jackson talking to you now if you're at the same point in your playlist that I am. Just go with it. It makes sense. You're going to start to lift. So we'll go for it. Lifting up, 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 up. I'm at 5, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Come down. Maybe getting hold of the knees, giving them a bit of a roll. You're going to keep the hands on the knees. Once you've had a little bit of a roll through the lower back and everything feels a little easier there, you're going to bring the knees to tabletop position. Hands are against the knees. Some of you will know this. We do it in class quite often. Hands against the knees. Take a big inhale breath. And as you exhale, push the hands into the knees into the hands. Resist the knees with the hands and feel all of the muscles in the belly switch on. Push, 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 push. Inhale, let it go. Exhale, push. We're going for 2 more like that. Press, press, press. All the way through your exhale breath. Everything in the body should be firing up. Inhale, let it go. Exhale, press. Last one. Really push. Pull the belly button down towards the spine. Flatten the back into the mat. The arms are active. The knees are active. Press. Let it go. Give the knees a hug. Give the knees a bit of a hug. Hands slide onto the backs of the knees. You've got 2 options. You can roll onto your side and press yourself up to sit, or you can have a rock and roll up and down the spine and bring yourself up to find a seated position. We're bringing it up. See if you can hover the toes off the floor if you've gone for the roll. If you can't, don't worry, put them down. If they need to touch down so you can reset, that's fine. Hands are underneath the backs of the knees. If you've got it, shins are coming to parallel. Maybe you're staying here, thinking about lifting the chest. We're here for a couple of breaths. And if you can, maybe you're going to reach the fingertips out towards the toes. Keep the chest lifted. You're not leaning into your lower back. You've got the chest lifted, just pulled up forwards by a kind of piece of string attached to the ceiling. You're breathing here. Last breath. When you're ready, lower the feet to the floor. Give yourself a little bit of a hug. Give yourself a little bit of a hug here. And then we're going to swing the legs around and behind us and find our way onto all fours. From all fours, we're just going straight into cat-cow, which might feel lovely. So really kind of make the most of that movement in the body. You're inhaling to drop the belly low. You're exhaling to pull the belly up and away. That you can kind of give it a bit of a wiggle if it suits. You don't have to stick with this straight line. You can be giving it a bit of a shimmy if that is more enjoyable. And then when you're ready, we'll find our way from here Tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back to downward facing dog. You can take your time in settling it, in adjusting it. In your downward facing dog position, the hips are drawing up and back. And when we start to mingle it with plank, it's easy to forget that we want to send weight back to our legs. We're going to switch between weight back in our legs and weight back in our hands. You're going to inhale, come high on your tiptoes. Exhale, ripple through the body, roll it out to plank. Hip plank, take an inhale breath. Exhale, bend through the knees, send the hips up and back. So if that didn't make sense first time, good news is you've got 2 more. Inhale, come up on the toes. Pull the belly in, roll it out to plank. Hip plank, take an inhale breath. Exhale, big circle through the hips, up and back to your downward facing dog. Lovely, last one. Inhale, come high. Roll it forwards. Inhale, hip plank, and we're here to hold. You're holding it here for 3 steady breaths. So squeezing everything into the midline. Last breath here. Send it back, hips high. All the way back up to your downward facing dog. Give it a wiggle, pedal out through the legs. When you feel ready, have a look forwards between your hands and you'll start to walk the feet towards the hands or the hands towards the feet, don't mind which. You'll find yourself hanging out over the legs in your forward fold. You might want to take a bit of a pedal. You might want to shake the head no, nod the head yes. Any little movements that feel good. Nice. When you are ready, put a bend in the knees, maybe just time it right so it feels excellent. Take a big inhale breath, sweep to stand, big rise up. Exhale, the hands are coming down through heart center or sweeping out wide by your sides, whatever works for you. Hands are coming down, steady the breath, maybe catch your breath here for a moment. We're going to start to bring ourselves through some sun salutations with some little bits and pieces added on. We're going to move at a reasonable clip. So if you're getting lost, feel free to watch one. If you're just not sure how it goes, you're absolutely welcome to just watch the first one and see where we're at. So find your feet firmly planted. Take an inhale breath, arms rise up. Exhale, dive in over the legs. Inhale your halfway lift. Exhale, fold in, step back. You're stepping it all the way out to plank. Once you've got yourself in plank, you're taking an inhale, strengthen it up. Exhale, knees find the floor, body finds the floor. So imagining that bend at the elbows are going to skim the ribs as you bring yourself down. Touch the feet, press down, squeeze the glutes, inhale, rise up. For your baby cobra, just this first one. Exhale, lower down. Press hips to heels, tucking the toes as you go. Hips go high and you're back in your downward facing dog. Take an inhale, look forwards between the hands. Walk the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet with an exhale breath. You're back in your forward fold. Next inhale, sweep the arms up to rise. Exhale, hands are coming down. So if you think about it, really, it's just like a super slow, over-involved burpee. So we'll just keep that going. Find yourself at the top of the mat. Inhale, the arms go up. Exhale, dive in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, as you fold back in, you're stepping back, right leg, left leg to find plank. Hip plank, take your inhale breath, zip it up. Exhale, knees to the floor, bend at the elbows, elbows skim the ribs as the body comes down, a little bit of tricep activity. Hands plant down, you'll inhale to rise, baby cobra. Exhale to lower. Hips press back as you tuck the toes underneath. Hips go high as you come to downward facing dog. Maybe you want to wiggle, shake, or maybe you want to be still for a breath. And when you're ready, inhale, you'll look forwards. You'll walk feet to hands or hands to feet with an exhale breath. You'll forward fold over the legs. Inhale, the arms rise up. Exhale, the hands are coming down. So, last 2 we're adding on here. Take an inhale, breath to rise up. Exhale, breath, you'll dive in. Plant the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe the fingertips need to slide onto the shins. Maybe they stay on the floor. Exhale, you'll fold. As you fold, this time you're stepping back, left leg, then right leg. Just keep it even, hip plank. From plank, if you're feeling strong, or if you just want to challenge yourself, you're going to not drop the knees. So we'll take an inhale breath here. We'll exhale, skin the elbows past the ribs as we bring the body down to the floor, so like the slow motion descent of a press up. Perfect. Let the body touch down, and this time we're rising up. You've got choices. You can come to baby cobra, or you can press the arms up to straight, hover the thighs, push the tops into the floor. So I don't know if you can see it, but my body is not touching the ground apart from the tops of my feet. So that's your upward facing dog, if it's interesting. Exhale, lower it down. Press hips back to heels. If that upward dog does not feel good, stick with cobra. Hips go high, you're back in your downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, when you're ready, inhale, right leg comes high. Lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, big pull in of the belly as you roll it through to plank. You're going to step the right leg up as far forwards as you possibly can. Release the left knee to the ground. Take an inhale, rise up. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Step the left foot up to join the right. You're back in your forward fold. Long over the legs, give it a pedal. When you're ready, the next inhale scoops you up to stand. Nice. Exhale, hands are coming down. Heart center or sweeping wide by your sides, whatever suits you. Exactly that again. Take an inhale, rise up. Exhale, dive in. It's our last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Fingertips to the floor as you step back, left leg, right leg. Hip plank, zip it up. So find your hand positioning. Pull everything into the center line. You've got the body in a long straight line. We'll go for it. Take an inhale here at the top. Exhale to descend, elbows skimming the ribs. Maybe you can catch it at the bottom, a little bit of air between the mat, the body and the mat, and you'll roll off the toes to sweep through to your upward dog if you've got it. If not, cobra is absolutely a valid place to be. When you're ready, release the knees, press it back, tuck toes, send hips high, downward facing dog. Nice, maybe a bit of a wiggle, a bit of a pedal. When you're ready, inhale, left leg swings high. Exhale, left leg draws forwards, roll it through to plank. It can be a bit scruffy, it can be a big old kick if you need it to be. Get the left leg up as far as you can. Right knee finds the floor, inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Fingertips to stabilize as you step right foot up beside left foot, you're in your forward fold. Inhale to rise. When you're ready, exhale, hands are coming down. Nice. So from here, we're going to use that vinyasa to get to a couple of other shapes. I just realized I've got no idea what the time is, which is terrible form. Perfect, actually, we're good. Cool. When you're ready, inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, you'll dive in. Inhale, your halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back. Right leg to left leg. You'll find yourself in plank. From plank, we're going to pause here. Feel free, if you want to release the knees and just watch me do this first. So we're going to roll through plank in 4 ways, and I'm hoping we can get through it twice. So I'll do one. You're welcome to join me on it. If you join me on this one, you're going to do 3, just so you know. Find yourself in plank with straight arms. When you're ready, you'll roll your body weight into your right hand, rolling on the feet, the outside and inside edge of the feet. You'll lift the left arm. If that's a challenge, step the left foot up. Use it as support. Step it back, roll back. You're planting the left hand and then letting the left elbow drop. You'll roll onto the forearm and lift the right hand. If it's really wobbly, it doesn't matter. You can always catch yourself and come back and meet us. Right hand comes down, right forearm comes down. We'll roll across, inhale to lift. As I can see some of you come with me. Left hand plants down. You're pushing up to a straight arm. This is the real push. Press it up. Inhale, right arm high. Nice. Exhale, right arm finds the floor. Let the knees come down. So if you watched that first one, fab, you're joining in with these next 2. If you had that first one, lovely, you're going to do 3. So we're going to try and keep it seamless and flowing between the 2 shapes. So when you come down onto your forearm, that's when you're really looking for that pulling of the belly back control. So find yourself firmly planted in your plank. When you're ready, take an inhale breath. Exhale, start your roll. Into the right hand, the left arm is lifting. Up and open into your side plank. Exhale, you'll begin your descent. Left hand to the floor, left forearm to the floor. Roll it over, forearm plank with the right arm lifted. Exhale, right hand to the floor, right elbow to the floor. Roll it back, left arm is lifting. So really feeling the oblique kick on, the belly kick on, left hand to the floor. This is your big push through the shoulder, up to a straight arm plank, right hand is lifting. We'll take it back, so exactly the same way. Right hand to the floor, straight arm on your right side, rolling it back, inhaling left arm high. This is your last time through here. Left hand to the floor, I am sweating. Left elbow to the floor, inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Right hand to the floor, right elbow to the floor. Inhale, lifting the left. Exhale, left hand to the floor. It's your last big push up to a straight arm plank. Pull it in, right arm lift. Exhale, right hand to the floor. Roll the body back to plank, hold it here. Inhale, breath. Exhale, release the knees, press the hips back to the heels. Very nice. So from here, we're coming into a little fast-paced finishing moment. So I'm going to show you 2 exercises. I need my stopwatch for this. I'm going to show you 2 exercises, and you've got options as to how you take them. So I'm keen for you to be able to take them in a way that fits with a kind of flow yoga pattern, or you can absolutely go hell for leather as though you're in the gym. You can do it either way, and I'll show you both ways. So 2 exercises, 40 seconds of the exercise, 20 seconds rest. 40 seconds of the other exercise, 20 seconds rest. Repeat 3 times. So the exercises that we're looking at, guess what? Come from plank. No surprises there, because that's where we've been working. So you've got a mountain climber, which you are more than welcome to take as a step. So if you want to practice it in the same way that you maybe think about bringing knee to chest in a flow yoga class, you're there. If you've got a little bit more, you're going to begin to find that little switch at the back and hop it in. You're looking to not let the hips lift, so try to avoid it becoming this sort of nonsense with the hips really high. All right, so body in a straight line. When we've done that, if you can, we're going to use that roll that we were just working on to roll ourselves from our plank onto our bum. That's where we'll take our rest, seated, hands behind you, feet on the floor. You'll lift through the hips, and we're going to come into a toe tap. So opposite arm, opposite leg, you'll lift and tap. I'm just going to switch. So we're working the back of the shoulders, triceps, opposite direction to plank. So, sound good? Let's give it a go. Fab, let's give it a go. So, timing is tricky for me on this. I'm going to do my best to count you in. So 40 seconds, we're going straight into those mountain climbers. You can start them as a step and then pick up the pace, or you can go absolutely for your life in the first one, and then know that you might have to ease it off. So when you're ready, let's get started. Find that plank and go for it. Bringing the knees into the chest, that kind of punch, 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 punch. The knees into the chest, the belly pulling up and away. Fingertips are gripping the mat, so you're nice and strong there through the hands. Push down through the index finger. Keep it going. If you need to pop the knees on the floor, you're more than welcome to take a breather and then come back and join us. You've got 15 seconds, keep it going. That rest is going to be super necessary. I did think about making it shorter. 10 seconds. And let it go. Knees find the floor. You're finding that roll if you can. So, if you can, plant the right hand, roll it over, bring the bum to the floor. Catch your breath here. All right, so we're coming to these toe taps, hands are on the floor. I find pointing fingertips towards my bum works best. Let's go for it. Press the hips up, and you're going to start to find that toe tap. So opposite hand, opposite toe. Slow it right down, keep it controlled, or absolutely go for your life. Entirely your choice. Keep the hips lifted off the floor. I've turned around, I can't see the stopwatch. It's probably a good thing. Oh, we're still going. Keep it going, hips lifted. Pop the bum down on the floor, reset when you need to. Ooh. Get to the point where you're just sort of swiping and missing. You're here for 5. Can you get in 3, 2, 1, let it go, hips down. We'll roll it over, find ourselves on our knees, take that rest there. 1 round down, 2 rounds to go. Set your plank. And let's have it back into those mountain climbers. Straight legs through your plank, and we'll go for it. Pulling the knees in. Fingertips gripping the mat. Index finger pressing down. Body weight over the shoulders. Sorry, body weight over the wrists. Forwards, forwards, forwards. Don't forget you've got the step. If you need to slow it down and just catch your breath, you're here. You've got 15 seconds. We go for 3, 2, 1, let it go. Knees down, catch your breath. When you're ready, plant down through your right hand, see if you can roll it over. Bum to the floor. That quiver in the right hand. Hands are finding their position back behind you. I'm absolutely pouring with sweat here. I hope you guys are feeling similar. Just me on my own. When you're ready, let's get into it. This second round of toe taps, lifting up through the hips, finding that crab position and going for it. Tap, tap. Keep the hips lifted. Strong shoulders, strong arms. A little bit of a squeeze in the belly. Takes all of the pressure away. Sorry, takes some of the pressure away so it's not all through your shoulders. You're here at 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Bum to the ground. Whew. Okay, so we'll roll it back over, find our knees, last round. If your music cuts out too early and you find yourself in a relaxing song, just pop it back if you need to. So, when you're ready, hands on the ground, and we'll get into it. Finding that straight leg plank to bring us into our final round of mountain climbs. So, body weight is forwards, shoulders are stacked over wrists. You're applying all those principles of your hand engagement here so that you can really catch the body weight as it comes forwards. You're halfway through. Feel free to step it back if you need to. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go, knees down. Steady breath. Right hand down, let's roll it over. Bum to the ground. Find yourself here. Getting set for those final toe taps. I can see that you're still with me. You've got 3 seconds. Maximise that rest. Hands plant down. Let's go for it. Getting into the last round here. Tap, tap. Belly pulling in. Shoulders pushing the floor away. Doing your best to not jam through the elbows. That way discomfort lies. See if you can get stronger instead of locking out. My feet are pretty close to the ground there. See if I can get a little bit more lift. Oh, you've got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Bum to the ground. Maybe give the wrists a bit of a roll here. We're going to roll it over one last time, even though we're not going into plank, and find our way to our knees. On your knees, hands on the floor, send the hips back to the heels. So it might be that you choose to stay lifted for a moment, or it might be that you're totally ready to collapse into child's pose, and if that's fine for you, then bring the forehead down. In this child's pose, we're going to make it work for where we've just been. So we'll plant down through the elbows, bring the hands pressing together into a prayer position, and slide the hands up onto the back of the head. And as you do that, you're looking for a lovely stretch to switch on across the back of the shoulders, back of the triceps. Steady the breath. If it feels good, walk the elbows a little further away from you, lean into it. Slow the breath down. When you're ready, extending out through the arms, you're going to drag the hands in as you roll yourself to a kneeling position. If kneeling doesn't work for you, you come to seated instead. You can absolutely go where we're going from seated. When you're ready, it's an inhale to bring the arms up. You're dropping right hand back down the back of your neck. You can just let it hang there. You're catching hold of the right elbow with the left hand, and you're lifting up towards the ceiling, not pulling across the body. So we can all kind of pull it behind the head, but can you lift the right elbow higher, as if you're pressing it up into the left hand? Look for that stretch down the back of the arm into the back of the shoulder. When you're ready, we'll inhale the arms back up overhead. We're going to swing the right arm across the body. We're going to catch it with the left arm, but your left hand is coming right up the back by your shoulder, your left elbow cradling your right elbow. You've got a bit of a kind of soft hug of the body. You might choose here to let the head go, maybe dropping right ear towards right shoulder, or the other direction, or a bit of both. Take a breath. Those two movements on the other side. We'll inhale the arms up overhead. Left hand is falling down the back. Right palm onto left elbow. See if you can lift the left elbow into the right palm. Very nice. When you're ready, inhaling both arms up overhead. Exhaling, left arm hugs across the body. Right elbow catches left elbow. Right hand comes back to draw the shoulder across. So really kind of giving it a bit of a hug. Head can get very soft. Slow the breath down. Last little moments here. Inhale the arms up overhead. Big stretch at the top maybe. Exhale to bring the arms down by your side. So we're just going to come onto the back for one final movement. So we've worked a lot in plank. I just want to, and that mountain climber is really punchy in the hip flexor. I just want to kind of unroll through the front of the body. So we're going to come down onto our backs and finish exactly as we started, with 3 rounds of rolling bridge. It's your choice whether you incorporate the arms or not. They might feel amazing to do that at this point, or you might feel like the arms just want to lie really still. Find yourself with your feet firmly planted, knees pointing up, and when you're ready, your inhale begins the roll. As you roll, you can take the arms, or you can choose to leave them by your side. You really find length in the front of the body, stretching out those strong core muscles, the hip flexors that we've worked. Your exhale brings the arms down. Just keep it going. 2 more breaths in your rolling bridge. Exhale, hands float down. Last one. Massive stretch at the top. Exhale, let the hands float down. Maybe the hands come to rest on the belly. Just let the knees knock in towards one another very briefly. Take 3 slow breaths here. Try and smooth out the jagged edges of the breath. Last one. When you're ready, maybe a big stretch, maybe you want to draw the knees into the chest, maybe there are other movements you feel like you need, but you'll roll yourself over onto your side once you're ready. And you'll push yourself very gently, carefully, up to find your comfortable seat. Just take a moment here, feeling sweaty, feeling warm, feeling strong, being grateful that our amazing bodies can carry us through movements like that. If you want to seal this little mini practice, you're more than welcome to. It was my absolute pleasure to see you all, and I'll see you all really soon.